Preferably not having a big dex penalty, but if there is, that doesn't matter. That's good too. We'll just
Is everyone able to
more
see
strength.
and hear everything now? Oh, and you can't see my face because for some reason the...
I say giant.
It's a good name. It can go both ways. If you want to turn Sam into a chick, we could have she Sam. That's fine. The first session will be like, oh my, there's boobies.
Sammy. Oh my!
Okay, after the song, you guys spend the evening...
There's other potential for the points too, because if you there are many actions that go on to get the reincarnate to go. There's the actions of the NPC.
Okay, I think you guys can hear me still on the stream. Yes. I was able to hear them. They were not able to hear me because VC shit the bed. Yeah, I had a hardware problem. And then apparently unplugging your USB port caused VC to go... caused XSplit to just crash. So that was fun. Let's make sure that everything is here, and then we'll rejoin the call.
If this works.
Hello?
All right, are you guys able to hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, my hardware issue is now solved.
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
I think it's more of a driver issue.
Okay. You just unplugged it, replugged it in?
Unplugged it, replugged it back in, but then that caused XSplit to crash.
Perfect.
And you just won't be able to see my face. So
Did you check your IP address?
Shut up.
Ahmed doesn't want XP tonight, apparently.
My character's died. Oh, shit.
This is not the time, you jackass.
Fucking assholes.
There is the time, and this is not it.
Do you want to do this shit? DM and be the stream monkey.
Yeah, there was. At some point, we're gonna have to. The statement before was after we move, and that was supposed to be 6 months ago. But yeah,
that's all right. I've got it down to a thing where I know what's wrong most of the time. So, anyways, okay. So you guys spend the evening there after. After listening to the song.
Lead on, adventurer.
Blue Jay, thank you for the... Oh, for the
Hello.
sub. That's crazy, man. Thank you.
Thanks. Man.
All right, so you guys spend the night in the tree. You listen to the strange siren-like song. You don't go out there to talk to it, so you stay hidden inside the tree.
yeah.
Morning eventually does come to this creepy place. You gather up your gear and begin wandering out of the forest. It takes you most of the day. While you see the signs of the wolves, you don't see them themselves. How are you carding proof? Like, what are you taking as proof that you killed 5 vampires?
5 just throw their husky bodies on top of the wheelchair and off you go.
Can you hear now?
What? Hello?
I can hear from the stream.
You can hear from the stream? Okay.
Yeah.
Stream looks okay.
I'm getting bars. So
So, I think we're gonna whack off the. Like, I don't think we need.
whack off. Wow. It only takes
Marty.
one person, right?
Yeah, we're going to gently behead the vampires so that we have a little bit less mass to carry around.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got 5 vampire heads in a bag plus all of their loot.
Or 4, and we might take all the Red Archer. He was just bones, so we'll take his.
You take his entire skeleton?
Yeah.
All right. After 7 hours of walking, you soon find yourselves back.
Sorry, Marty. I wanted to do something before I left. In the morning, I'm going to cast Continual Flame in the heart of the tree. So there's always light pouring out of it.
Okay.
this tree is going to become a giant, like, bug-infested... It's going to be full of moths and shit.
And
tick
birds
off
will be nesting
Tick
here.
off the material components for continual light.
Yep.
As you pay a strange homage to the fallen. If there was a victim for every leaf on the tree, that's a lot of victims. Okay.
And also bringing light to the darkness,
It's
sir.
just one of those stories, I think.
Bringing light to the darkness. Let's keep that one in perspective.
The creature that you do not see as you are trekking out of the forest, that is looking at you with hate-filled eyes, tending to his wounds, was that last quickling, just so angry as he watched you march out. While he tried to warn the vampires of your coming, apparently the might of Ugg and the others were too much.
But let's be fair. The might of Ugg.
Give me a survival check as you're trying to find your way out of the forest. You can add a +4 because you've done it twice before.
Okay. I think it's widget with a bunch of aids is how this kind of gets done. 31.
Nice. Yeah, you follow your tracks. Arlen's wheeled chair leaves these really nice tracks to follow through the forest, even in the mud and in the rain.
Just keep pushing him along, Motenzi. Just keep following the trail.
Arlen, of course, isn't riding the chair because Ugg's got him on his back while Mortenzi is pushing Widget around. It's like, you're a small demi-human. Ride in the chair so we can go quickly. You see the camp. You don't see any of the rangers there, but you notice that Lux steps out from a bunch of the bushes with his long rifle in hand. Specialist Roloff steps out from behind the covered wagon, and Lieutenant Savetta isn't there. When she comes back with several coney bunnies, their carcasses hanging over her shoulder, you realize that she was just fetching dinner. Lieutenant is quite impressed when you show him the heads and bones of the elvish vampires. He seems a bit surprised at first, but you begin to explain to him what it is that you found and what it is that you killed.
If there was a fairy ghost haunting thing that was talking about some old warrior and a war and the fading of the light and the darkness and
Right.
being all sad and stuff, would you know what I'm talking about?
Specialist Roloff seems to know right away. You haven't seen him smile, and he seems a bit surprised when you mention it. That was the siren of the Easting Wood.
What's the story?
Be thankful that you did not tarry across such a creature. Many of us
little girls inside the tree is what we did.
Her song can make men do strange things. Make them wander off out of camp. Or worse. You count your lucky stars, says Lieutenant Lux.
Sam would have went to talk to it.
I believe our priests will be happy. Erotic D&D nut. Thanks for the follow. Suspicious.
I like the name. Next character, erotic D&D guy.
Earmuffs. It takes you about 5 days to travel back through the well-patrolled forest roads. You do encounter several other units of the 7th Imperial Rangers on your way back towards the castle city of Vyedd, leaving behind this creepy forest, almost thankfully, to the life of a gladiator in the Circus of Dread. There are some that are ready, that are waiting to see you when you return. I'm going to switch maps to Castle Vyedd. You make You make your way back to the Barley Mow and into the nice, warm, happy setting. The fuck have you guys been, says Roger. Thought you were only supposed to be out there a couple of days. It's been like forever. It was almost like he was waiting for you.
Hey, Roger. It was one hell of a trip. We're all back, we're all safe, and we beat the shit out of those vampires.
Vampires?
Next time we're going after an archer guy, did you know none of these assholes know how to use like a bow or anything?
Yeah, you know who your friends are? They're the ones that you don't beat over the head with a spinning blade.
Roger's like, bows are stupid. Fucking crossbows are stupid too. I don't know how many times I jammed this goddamn thumb in the big... Anyways. Whatever. Come on in. He
Well,
invites
maybe
into
you
the
should have
Barley
been
Mow.
careful. I mean, it was smoky. You know, I couldn't see.
I'm the legless floating elf. What do you want?
The Rangers spent 10 days on the road as well. You guys lingered there for about 3. You've been gone for about 13 days. It's well into the summer at this point.
Camping's good for you.
Radamer, when he finds out that you're down here, he comes down to greet all of you. So you've returned.
Yes. We completed the mission.
Very well. Have they? He turns to Lieutenant Lux. Yes, I think they killed the Red Archer himself, a vampire. Oh, that seems to raise Radamer's interest. Tell me of what has transpired. Over mulled wine and honeyed ale, loaves of bread, some mutton, and a nice rabbit stew with steamed vegetables. You tell the tale. Happy to be outside, happy to be indoors once again. Listening to your tale as Latara, the others come up and congratulate you. Undwin goes and shakes your hands. A vampire is not no small feat.
There was like 5 of them?
It was 5, yes.
He looks terrified at the thought.
And a caster, an archer, and 3 others that... Yeah, insignificant.
Radamer, these handprints aren't really going away.
I see. He has a look at them. Elven vampires.
They walk during the day.
It doesn't really hurt or nothing. It just side of the face is kind of numb. It doesn't move right.
Okay.
Get the bit of the John Crashia going.
He doesn't.
Ouch.
The proof is in the proof. Isn't the proof?
The proof, and the proof, you know the proof.
What is he saying?
That's how you know it is the proof.
He doesn't seem to be too worried about this wound. He seems more curious at it at first. And are you able to eat?
Yeah.
It does
The
not
magic's
look
not-
like soul damage, is what he turns and says to Latara. Apparently, Latara's true nature has not been found out because she's still in the tavern. Yes, it would not attack their soul, but their vitality.
I do not have the magics to heal that wound. I think it'll just be time.
That was a dirty trick.
In time, we will fix it. It's a good point. Please add the single point of charisma drain to your character sheets, because we'll lose track of it if it's just on your tokens.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that -1 cha drain. So I have a +1 cha. No. 1 cha drain. I'll take out the minus because it bugs me.
Gladiators should have scars, is what Radamer says. Latara does not agree with him, but is not trying to piss off her master.
Listen, buddy. My charisma is this is all meta. My charisma's odd, so I'll let it slide.
But Mortenzi here is a blood rager, and he needs his charisma.
You see that ugly son of a bitch over there?
Did everyone? He goes up to Arlen. Did everyone participate? Did everyone contribute?
Yes. Everyone did their part.
Then the original members of the conclave, or of the circus. You know what he's talking about. He's talking about those that forced him to become the master of all you fuckers.
Made the deal.
I wish to speak to you before we go and bequeath power from the druids.
Have fun with the bequeathing. Widget hops up on a chair, grabs another drink. He hops up on the chair, grabs Radamer's drink that wasn't finished.
It's basically just Edward.
Oh,
and
it's this really pungent tea. It's like he wasn't even drinking alcohol.
It's just
you got a
Edward and
shot of
Ugg
whiskey
now.
you can throw in this?
Latara nods and goes and pours some alcohol into it.
Yep. There we go.
He makes sure that he actually like watches the gnomes just to make sure they're getting along. And this one did not go off the rails. It's pointing right at Mortenzi.
There were no rails.
He was surprisingly lucid, says Beric Tarn.
It was very effective. When directed at the right target, he took it down quickly.
Yes.
He's good to keep.
He is like some sort of demonic puffer fish, isn't he?
There's a broken
Yes.
bow that you might want to fix. It's probably worth something. Oh, you could sell it.
Would a make whole affect that, or do I need?
You would need to make whole, and you'd need to be a significant caster level to actually repair it. Your master may not be that good.
I have make whole, but my level may not be that high.
So am I part of this original group or not? Sort of. You may come along. Yeah, that's right. I could come. You notice he's got this really big crossbow now that he's got slung over his shoulder? Yeah, we've
Looks
upgraded.
like, yeah, somebody's overcompensating there.
It's an upgrade, you fucking gnome. You know what it's called? Gnome Slayer.
Okay. All
I
right.
think he's lying.
I'm guessing it's got a bit of the droop.
Undwin follows, but he's more like looking after Radamer's things. This bounty that we went ahead, and he's got a piece of paper where, there are several pieces of paper and it's kind of rolled up in a tube that he pulled out. He just tosses them around. They're old bounties for the Red Archer, and apparently the money had gone up over time. These bounties are significant, and they will pay for some of the things that we need. In addition, the Silvanites, these druids that are subservient to the Empire, have agreed to bend rules. Apparently, they are not very good at following rules here. They will bring back one of our fallen. Yes, the master has been casting gentle repose on 2 bits of flesh. As I stated before, he puts 2 vials on the table. This is a bit of flesh from Snowbeard, taken from him shortly after his death. This is a bit of flesh from Samuel, taken from him before we sent his remains to ash. I believe that either of these could be used by the druids to reincarnate one of your fallen. I have done this at Arlen's insistence, and I know all of you have been affected by their death.
You say there, we only care about when you mean his.
I don't know. I kind of like Snowbeard. No, don't choose Snowbeard, says Unwin.
As much of a companion as he was, Sam played more of a part socially and when we were in combat. He was more of a team player. It's more like feel like we're missing a brother. Perhaps if we have another chance, Snowbeard will get lucky. But for now, I vote for Sam.
Voting, are we? Says Radamer. Radamer looks a little pissed.
Give a fuck. We're the ones that killed the archer.
When I give you an option, you choose the one I want.
You know, the thing is, you've got Radamer so bent over a barrel. Like, if he tells, yeah, these guys forced me to become a master, he's so caught up in the lies right now that he'd probably be hung.
Well, he could be spiteful hung, and maybe they let him turn himself into like a zombie or something afterwards.
Well, he slew you guys killed a rightful slave owner who was not a citizen but a subject. I don't think Radamer's a citizen, so maybe they wouldn't care as much. But murder's still a bad thing to be pinned with. Falsification of documents. Yeah, he's a subject. He's not a citizen. He's a local.
So
we're voting now? If that is what you wish to do. He's looking straight at Arlen. Arlen's clearly kind of like positioning himself as the leader of your little weird pack of lies.
Sam, pretty confident when I speak on behalf of you guys. He looks at Ugg and Edward and Roger. When I say Sam, correct me if I'm wrong.
Ugg nods. Ugg, I think sides with Arlen to bring Sam back. No, Snowbeard's much more useful. Says Roger.
Roger, shut the fuck up.
Hey, I used to be a goddamn soldier.
Yeah, nice to live in a castle. Now look at us.
Snowbeard! That's what he says. I must
Edward?
agree. Snowbeard was much more useful outside of combat.
Edward?
Roger Lily cried when Sam died. I think he wants Sam back. Yeah, he's acting weird. You could roll a sense motive if you want.
I didn't expect this from Roger. Thought he was joking. Sense motive. 20.
He might not mean what he's saying.
Looks at Edward.
He's a contrarian.
Sam?
Or maybe he came to a deal with Radamer.
Yeah.
I think that we should bring Samuel back. He was a much better fighter as a part of the unit. Snowbeard is a bit of a bastard. If we could bring both back, I'd say bring them both. But I think the druid said only one. Radamer says, yes. Only one.
Radamer, when I'm powerful enough, I can bring Snowbeard back.
You notice that Roger isn't putting up much of a fight now? Maybe he already did the maths with the voting.
Mm-hmm. Radamer, when I'm powerful, when I'm more powerful, I will be able to bring Snowbeard back. So it'll take time, but we can get him.
Very well. I hope you know what you're doing. He
I do.
just kind of rolls the vial towards you. Stops near the table and rolls slightly. Then you can deal with the druids. I've almost had enough of this place. Steps up from the table and wanders off.
When he's out of earshot, it's like Harlan goes, "I'm never this days."
Oh, what a dick! Oh, oh God!
All right, Roger, what was that about?
You know he's still our fucking boss, eh?
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
You know what happened to all those Stygian soldiers, those poor fucking bastards that he didn't like? You don't think he could have any one of us killed again? Fuck you! That's what he says. Steps up from the table. He's all pissy. You can smell whiskey on his breath. Fuck. Dude.
Miss your guns, do you?
Fuck off! That's what he says. And he loads his crossbow super quick and is now pointing at you. This is when Ugg decides to get up and he's like, no. The little hand is giving him the little waggle of the finger. No. Yeah, well.
Come on, Sam.
Sam's gonna come back, he's gonna blame me.
No, he won't. Sam's not like that. You know this. All right. Let's get this done. Let's bring Sam back. Arlen starts wheeling his ass over to the druids.
Yep. Ugg and...
Actually, sense motive, did he give me the right vial?
Sure.
Just picture him. Oops.
Radamer's...
Well, apparently he came back and his personality in his afterlife must have got a little confused.
18.
Well, did he give him the right vial? What does the stream think? Are we spending hero points or villain points to alter the outcome of this?
No, what had this gone a little different? Like you can see him going, fine, I'll bring back Sam. He brings back Snowbeard and goes, pretend you're Sam.
Yeah, with Snowbeard's charisma, though. Couldn't bluff his way out of a paper bag. Yeah, the afterlife, shit! I'm just curious about the audience hero points, and we did have a hero point spent on beating up a vampire. Let's see where we're sitting. Nem's got a villain, Drakester's got a hero, Randomly's got a hero, and I think that's it for... Oh, Quinta's got a question mark, Drakester's got a question mark, Frozen Gnome's got a question mark, and Peppin Cloud's got a question mark, as in you weren't around when I doled them out. I don't know if heroes or villains.
That's my point to make Sam a girl. It's gonna be Sammy.
How do I join an online D&D community? I would probably go to, let's see, an online one. Well, the way I did it was I played D&D with these mofos for, 10, 15 years, and we just moved online. There is a site called, what is the one where the tool that we didn't like?
rptools.net.
rptools.net. You can go and look for group there. I would also try to hit up like a meetup.com maybe, or find gamers at your local gaming store. I would try those paths. Worst case scenario, find some of your friends, convince them to play D&D, and then play online. And then there are a lot of communities online. Like we've got a very small one that is here. I'm sure that the people in chat play D&D. You could go and hang out with people in Twitch chat rooms and make friends that way. So there's a few ideas. Okay, we had a question. So do we have more than 1 point? Right now, I don't see any more than one. Just one. Just one.
You can, though.
You can.
He's coming back as a Samantha.
Yeah.
So I would use, or are you actually using?
To force it to be.
I would use hero
something?
points to reroll Sam's race just in case. Interesting.
Or you just use a hero point to force it, or do you want to roll?
All right. So first step is to go talk to the druids.
Yeah.
I planted the seed of hero and villain points could be used. Unwin's coming with you. He's excited that Sam's coming back. Roger's kind of pissy. You meet up with the rangers that you talked to or that you traveled with the last few days. They are escorting you into the castle to meet with a man that they say is the senior druid of the 7th Imperial Rangers. His name is Vyedd of Silvanus. He's also called Carpenter-Hands for some reason. And you get only a little bit of the story that apparently he is able to shape wood with his hands. A power that he picked up somehow. You find Commander Klaus, Old Claw, Tengarin, and Vyedd of Silvanus outside of Klaus's greenhouse. And we'll just go to the greenhouse map. There's the group of you. You notice Commander Klaus is chatting with Vyedd. It looks like the greenhouse is near complete. Vyedd notices you approaching. Lieutenant comes up and talks to him quietly, and he wanders over. Ah, these are the ones. We have seen the vampire skulls. It will be a blessing to not have red arrows flung at us whenever we wander into those territories. You wouldn't... Oh, right. Sorry. You're gladiators. I was just about to offer you a job. I mean, like a permanent one.
Arlen smiles.
You must be Arlen, the Lightbringer?
Yes, that is I.
I was told that there were remains. He's looking around.
I do not have much. Brings out the vial. This is of a fallen friend.
Ah. I hope that things... There's not much left of him, he says, with a...
No.
Unwin gulps at that. He was small.
Yes, he was, yes.
What race was he?
He's a halfling.
He was more than that, I think. You mentioned that he had some sort of, Terran in his blood.
Terran? Interesting. You mean some sort of Ganassi or elemental?
I don't know, Earth something.
Yes. Terran. That is interesting. You know this isn't the first time I have brought someone back. If he is old, he'll be young again. If this has been preserved properly, it will work. There are ways for us to... Well, let us start at the beginning. Reincarnate takes from nature around us and the power of druidism to recorporate the body into something new, something young, something virile. It must be done within a short time after his death. However, I think your necromancer has preserved this piece of flesh. It does not look too rotten. Although... No guarantee that it works, given the age of this. You've been here, well, for more than a week. More than a god's breath.
Understood. We're willing to take the risk.
There is a
he was
way
like a brother.
for us to make the multitude of nature, to boil it down to less than random. Sometimes the earth produces creatures that are not even from the vicinity of this world, because the world of Tarak is so varied, and different climes, terrains, people, blood has been spilt. But given that he had a connection to the Outre planes, the planes of elements, to Terran, perhaps then we could put the odds in our favor, slanted towards a certain type of creature that would spring forth from the earth. Given that there's earth, yes, with your permission, I've seen reincarnates go poorly. Some don't adjust very well to their new form. I'm assuming a halfling who has got Terran blood likely doesn't want to come back as a goblin.
No. I suppose not.
Sniffs Ugg, who is hobgoblin half-ogre. Then let us see if we can... This has magic still on it. Yes, Master Radamer says that it will last for a couple more days. Perfect. Come back tomorrow. I shall prepare a small rock garden for us to bury this important vial with. And we shall see what Silvanus, the great tender of the multiverse's gardens and fields, the tamer of the wildernesses, shall do to help bring your friend back to the realm of the living. Pray to the gods that his soul has not traversed beyond the threshold.
Very bad.
Excellent. We shall return, and if there's anything that any of us can do, please let us know. Whether it's for him or anything else.
Do you have any of his personal effects?
Yes. Arlen pulls out... Where are you? He has a Sam's lucky silver piece.
Yeah, boy.
Sam's hair, Sam's knife.
Yes, these will do. He scoops them up gingerly in a kind of like a leather, an open leather bag, as opposed to touching them directly. He seems very, very careful not to touch them. He wraps them up with the gentle reposed flesh in a vial. I shall keep these under guard here while I prepare the rock garden. You're free to stay and help, just moving stones around in a circle. I will go to my house and fetch a few things, however. A few things that I know that are connected to Earth.
All right. With your permission, I will stay. I was to help.
Yep.
Arlen will be placing stones on his lap and wheeling them over and placing them wherever he's told to.
Yeah, Ugg helps, and when Edward sees everyone helping, he, I guess, stays as well. And the group of you creates a rock garden.
To the... Arlen kind of knows which direction the lake is.
Yeah.
I want to create another eternal... What's it called? Eternal flame? I don't remember what it's called. Continual flame. I'm going to make another continual flame and place it, make it on one of the rocks, and it's from the circle, it's on the edge that's pointing towards the lake.
He nods. Oh, what kind of earth races are there? I don't know. Let's build a custom table for Sam.
Ooh.
I
Booty
think
hug.
a very obvious earthy race would be a dwarf.
Comes back as a dwarf. Everybody gets mad at Radamer. You brought back shitbeard.
Another type of earth race would be a Ganassi, an earth Ganassi, also called a Oreed in Pathfinder. So earth Ganassi, i.e. an Oreed. Another type of earth creature would be
Keep making a list, I'll
a
be back.
Goliath.
I found Goliath.
Another type of earth creature will be completely random, but with
Earth template
with
thing?
with a template, with an earthy template. Oh, here, let me share the. And of course, I used a text pad, so it is tiny.
I think you can change the font on the. To change, but it's like the pad has a setting.
Yeah. Boop. There we go.
Format, font, pick the thing. Yeah.
All right. Are there any other suggestions for earthy races? For Arlen put something in the circle. He cast a light spell. So I'm going to put some sort of bird.
Bird?
Bird. Bird is a word.
A bird.
A rock.
No, like an Aarakocra or a
Oh, it came back as a pigeon. What the fuck?
Kenku. Yeah, I'm actually going to go Aarakocra with Earth template.
Oh, Stonebird.
A stone bird.
That's so awesome with his monk. Oh, he does the crane stance as a crane. It's so on the nose.
Because everything put in the circle kind of affected things a little bit, right? Fuck, sorry, it's like Kitsune?
Arlen also accidentally urinated.
in your rebirth circle, yeah, I took a pee when no one was looking. That's such a Roger thing to do.
Like it's just some cat's fur ball. Just throw it. Ah!
Oh, Sam, you got a tail.
I think there should be something specific to this area because there were a lot of elves in this area. We're gonna put wood elf as one of the one of like
cool.
the land itself was once belonged to wood elves, and there may be a sort of a weird regrowth here. So wood elf will be the 6th. The ground itself. All right. Are there any hero or villain points being spent? Did Radamer mix up the
Piles.
the piles? Did Undwin accidentally label them wrong?
The DNA lab fucked
Are
up.
there any way you want to affect this? I heard a hero point to reroll twice and let Adam have a choice. That's a definite thing. I've heard villain points to affect the outcome. Nemi, you were saying you wanted to roll a villain point to choose his gender. You know, I think Adam would play either gender, so I really don't think that matters.
Yeah, I have no issues. Well, you might want it to be a not tiny race because I've a limited number of like feminine voices.
Some of the feminine voices I cannot stand.
Yeah, they're mostly for the little ones. It's always a little good.
It's that laugh. It's that laugh. Please no. Okay, Drakester's going to spend a hero point to allow 2 rolls for Adam to roll twice, and he can pick the one that he wants.
Why doesn't he roll first, and then if he doesn't like it, roll again? Like use the hero point.
No.
So
No,
confused.
the points should be used for something. So. I can't find where we keep track of the hero points. All right, it's right here. Okay, anything else? Roll twice, choose the better.
This is one of those things where it's really hard to define better.
Gender, yes, no on switching vial. It's a villain point. At Sam, I assume he didn't want to be a woman.
No, it says gender yes, no on switching file.
Oh, Drakester, you still have a hero point. So here's the current state of hero points. Nemi's got a villain, Drakester's got a 1. Frozen Gnomes has a maybe, like, depends which one. Randomly's got a hero. Quinta's got either a villain or a hero. Pep and Clyde's got a villain or a hero.
And D&D Junkie has a hero point.
Gender, yes, no on switching vial.
No, he
so,
does not.
So Demon Lord wants Sam to be a female. So what I'm going to say with a villain point is you have to roll twice for gender,
And Nemi gets to pick.
and Nemi gets to pick. Yeah. So there's a small chance it could
Just
end
a
up
1 in
with-
4.
All right. So Nemi's going to spend a villain point for Sam to be different. I guess I don't know how that's villain, but
I think it's taking control away from the player is the villain thing.
yep. And then Drakester is giving.
I think it's cool. We do need like females in our team.
Okay, Adam, this is the druid of Silvanus invokes power to control nature as his god demands. It is a very lawful neutral religion.
Perfect. It jives well with my chaotic nature.
He arranged stones and implements and even some things from the earth elemental plane to guide the spirits. He might be doing this also to see if he can actually affect the outcome of the spell.
Testing it.
He's doing an experiment.
He comes back as a literal anthropomorphized guinea pig.
I think we should just let Adam roll 2d6. You can't roll this if you roll the same result twice. You get to roll again.
All right. So we have a 6 and a 3. Oh.
Okay. It's a wood elf or a Goliath,
Oh.
and then
Well.
we can roll 2d2. 1 is male, 2 is female.
Oh.
1 and 1
That's
is a
that's
male
upset.
is a male Goliath.
Learn to grapple. Join Ugg's wrestling team.
I
I just
think
have
I
to
have
look
some.
at the, I have to look about it and wiggle my ass a little bit to get the feats.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
You might have to retrain some though, because aren't
Well,
some
yeah,
of your-
weapon finesse might be less useful.
no, but isn't some of your feats halfling feats?
I have a campaign feat. That's not
Okay, Sam.
that
I
might
need
not
you-
be trained.
I need you to roll an int check to see how much you remember in the afterlife.
This was not the strong suit of Sam. Punching was the strong suit of Sam. Thinking less 16! I have a thought.
No,
Adam, what's your
I'm
choice?
assuming you picked Goliath. It was my assumption. Did I assume wrong?
Goliath!
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Yes.
I
Rockman!
was reading
Baby giant!
yes.
Yes, sorry. My elation, I thought, was obvious.
Sam, kind of bust out of the earth, like you were kind of like covered in earth and rocks. As you sit up, you exhale this breath that you seem to have while you were away somewhere. You thought the afterlife was going to be happy. There was a lot of searching. There was a lot of wandering around and meeting other strange shades that were lost. There was this place that you knew not to go to, far to the west. Don't go westward. Don't go into the setting sun. The other shades told you. It is not the realm of our gods. Our gods are there. And they pointed high up into the heavens as if you had to walk to one of the stars. Cord is far, and you didn't actually think you got to meet him. You remember traveling in the direction where other shades thought the gods were. And then some strange thing happened and you got ripped back into this place and you're now pulling yourself out of the ground with some familiar faces that look weird.
Sam! Holy, Sam?
Yeah, there's...
How big is Sam now?
I don't know, like 7 feet tall.
So,
Is that Sam?
Do you recognize who I am?
hey, Unwin,
There's a lot of you.
Edward.
There's even more of him, and Edward's pointing down to Sam's crotch.
Never
He's-
mind.
He's not a halfling anymore, huh? Unwin goes and fetches some of Sam's clothes, which are way, way too small.
Comparing to small armor.
Very interesting. You notice that this guy behind you, he's got this wooden plaque, and he's just using his leather gloves to carve letters into the plaque. Like he's writing into the plaque with his hand, and the wood is just simply moving.
Arlen, is that you?
Yeah, that's right. You look different, but I can
like,
see it's you.
He hunches way down to get like a slightly upward shot, like brings his head down.
Yeah.
There's a hand that shoots out to grab you when you're about to touch Arlen. Ug's like,
Is that you?
Yeah. I didn't get to see Cord.
What do you think of Roger?
What do you mean? What do I think of Roger? Where's Roger? Roger didn't die, did he?
He's getting drunk.
says Ugg.
That's Sam.
Is Radamer okay?
Unfortunately.
He is still our crusty necromancer master. Yeah, he almost wanted us to bring Snowbeard back.
So there's this like look of like.
Arlen waves his hand like, no, dismiss that.
How do you feel? This old man, salt and peppery beard, approaches you. You notice he's just like pressing letters into a wooden slab.
Chalky.
Let's get this. Arlen, start producing water. Thirsty?
Do Yeah, we'll we'll do it like a couple of handfuls. It's
What did you see? Did you see Silvanus?
no, there's a big line trying to find the gods. Nobody knew which way to go. Just don't go towards the setting sun.
No, not the setting sun. Towards the light is where you should always be going.
Ah, a follower of the old gods.
Sam's gonna slap Arlen on the shoulder, kind of a little bit too hard, because. I think there's only one way to solve this. Have to learn how to run faster. Gotta catch up.
Right.
Gotta catch up to code.
So wait, are you medium or large?
He's medium with maybe powerful build?
Fuck
Yeah.
Ugh, too.
Yeah, I think he's medium with powerful build.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Arlen just writes himself up, kind of goes to hug your waist. Like, welcome back, Sam. Wasn't too long that you were away. It's good to have you back.
You didn't explain what happened to you. Why are you shiny?
Cliff?
Long story.
Tell you later.
As much as he's willing to tell about it, we have not got quite as much of the story as we hoped. You know, religions have their mystery.
So, these are the, so you like gladiators, soldiers, what do you
Lieutenant
guys?
Lux, welcome back to the land of the living.
Sam will come forward and shake his hand.
So you did not see Silvanus. That is most troubling. And why didn't you go to
I
the
will roll
west?
my knowledge nature, or knowledge
Sure.
religion,
Yep.
because I'm going to give him that. I don't even know what a Silvanus is.
What is it called?
14. I know Silvanus is a druid god, maybe.
Yep. He's a druid god that the Empire likes.
Didn't see a nature god.
Ah, but you felt his power.
Felt something. Just couldn't find peace.
If you excuse me, that was taxing. You will also be tired for a time. You may want to find a priest to restore him. He says to Arlen. I think you have a negative level.
I think I do.
Now, what does he require? Restoration?
A full restoration with 1,000 gold piece diamond.
I can't. Sorry, I'm not there yet.
And I think
What's crappy is that paladin or druids don't have the spell.
they can't. They can bring you back, but you just
Unless,
have a negative
yeah,
roll.
yeah.
Unless they're a restoration druid, there's a couple that get it.
Eventually I'll be able to help you, Sam. Just not yet.
2. I have 2 negative levels.
2 of them.
2 of them. Yep.
Sam is now Rocky. Hey, yo, hey, Arlen.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit of growl. That's it.
What are you doing here?
The druids and the
So-
rangers withdraw for a time. I'm going to figure out some XP as you guys rest in the city of Vyedd. Those are some pretty good rolls. You can, if you find a better Goliath picture, I just chose whatever token I had on hand.
Oh. Ooh.
I think we do have a restoration scroll. And I could do one now, then I have to wait at least a week before doing the second one.
Do we have the restoration? Yes, we do.
S-
The components are here.
Sam is going to start, like,
Actually, we have a greater restoration.
moving around, like stretching and push-ups and
Yeah,
like,
it's odd. Your strides are great.
pull-ups, and then when he doesn't think anybody's looking at him at that second, he's going to try to do like a dive roll. Will probably look